Receiving a serious health diagnosis like cancer is life changing. But did you know that prioritizing your health through weight management and self care can make the difference in your recovery and your quality of life? Hey, everybody. It's the Seasoned Lady coming back at you with another video. Many of you know that in 2010, I was diagnosed with a cancerous fibroid tumor. Now, that tumor also attached itself to my bladder, which made that type of cancer an aggressive stage 4 type of cancer. And I have shared my story, but one of the things that's really important in my recovery was maintaining my weight, eating things that I know that I should be eating, eliminating sugar because sugar feeds cancer, and then taking care of myself, not watching anything or listening to anything that was depressing or distressing. I focused on laughter and happiness, and I made sure that every member of my family did the exact same. I've been talking to you guys about weight loss and why it's important to maintain it. Many of you know that I am on a weight loss journey as we speak. I am on Wegovy, and I have been for a little over a year, and I have lost about 45 pounds. I have a few more pounds to go, but I'm actually in a maintenance phase. But I said all that to say that this has happened to me because not only did I lose the weight after my cancer diagnosis and maintained it for years, I gained every pound of it back. I started back eating sugar. I started back doing all the things that caused the problems in the first place. And that is something that you just simply should not do. So I wanted to come to you guys and talk to you about why weight loss and maintaining a healthy lifestyle is the only way to deal with things after a very serious diagnosis. And then once you have gotten past that, because as many of you can see, I have gotten past that. I am a cancer survivor. I kicked cancer's ass. I didn't allow it to kick mine. I did everything I was supposed to do. And that part of my life is now over. It's so funny. My daughter and I were talking about it last night, and it's as if it were a dream. It's as if, it didn't really happen to me. That, it was just something that is a blur to all of us. But at the time, it was a very serious thing. I went through 6 rounds of chemotherapy. I was off work for more than 6 months, and I had some time to just simply take care of myself. And that's what I want to talk to you guys about today. Excess weight can impact your recovery for anything. It doesn't have to be something as serious as a cancer diagnosis. Many people suffer from diabetes. When you're overweight, it's much more difficult to keep your blood sugar under wrap. And then high blood pressure comes along with that. High blood pressure causes renal failure and kidney disease. So there's so many, factors that contribute to us being unhealthy human beings that we got to do what we need to do to ensure that we are taking care of ourselves and that we are managing our weight. Now, in addition to the impact that weight can have on your recovery, there are other things that play into it as well. You have to consider your joints. A lot of people don't know that once you've had chemotherapy and things like that, some of the things that it impacts and changes, you won't know it until you've actually gone through it. I had a lot of joint pain. I lost my fingernails and my toenails. All of my hair fell out. All of it. I was completely bald. It has come back. I have cut it off, and it's back again. I've never had any problem with my hair growing, but I had joint issues. I had immune issues. chemotherapy and things of that nature, they kill your immune system. So I had to be very careful about who I was around and what I was doing, and even how I ate certain things that were good for me, like fruit and greens and things of that nature. They had to be cleaned a certain way. There's so many things that you have to do, but you can avoid some of these things if your weight stays under control and you don't have to make all of these changes in the first place. You know, the doctors want you to maintain a certain weight and eat certain things and be healthy. Now, I naturally lost weight after my surgery and going through chemotherapy and the stress of all those things. But like I said, I gained the weight back as if I never went through that. And I don't want you guys to have to do that. Managing your weight is important. I have been on this journey for a period of time. I'm 5'8". I'm a slim frame. You guys can look at me and know that I'm not fat. But that hormonal belly and, you know, that belly fat and, you know, hips and all of those things, they spread. And when you introduce sugar and a whole bunch of things that you're not supposed to eat, that can become a battle. And the older you get, I promise you, the harder it is to lose the weight. Now, in addition to weight management and eating what you need to eat and avoiding sugar and all those things, you gotta exercise and prioritize self-care. Believe it or not, stress management after a very serious diagnosis or when you're going through something like that is just as important as getting plenty of rest, taking your medications, and eating right. You have to reduce stress. Practice mindfulness. You only want things around you that bring you joy and make you laugh and that you're happy. You have to set boundaries. My parents are not of the same mindset as me, and when they found out that I had cancer, they got sad. They were upset. They were nervous. They didn't know what to do. I'm the oldest of 4. And so, you know, that was not something they contemplated having to deal with. None of us did. Nobody in my family had ever had cancer before. But before I left that hospital, you know, as soon as that doctor left the room with the diagnosis, I said to them, this is not the end of the line for me. Everything is going to be fine. And I need you to govern yourselves accordingly. So if you cannot be happy around me, if you cannot find some joy, if you cannot find some gratitude, if you cannot find a way to not walk in the room like you think I'm going to die, I'm going to have to ask you to remove yourself from this situation until I get through this, because I can't be worried about you and me too. So I need you to be mindful of how you are behaving in my presence. Now, if you want to cry about it when I'm not around or when you're at your own house, that's fine. But you cannot do that around me. I have to stay positive and I have to do what I need to do to get through this. Nutrition, hydration, they're a fuel source. Make sure you are drinking and eating all the, you know, the things that are good for you. And movement and gentle exercise. You know, when you're recovering from a surgery and going through chemotherapy, your energy is 0. But if it just means getting up, walking to the bathroom, walking down the hallway, I have a long hallway, and I would walk down my hallway as difficult as it was, and I worked diligently on getting my stamina back. That's important. It was important for my children to not have to worry. They did not have to worry about losing their mom. I was going to be fine. I said I was going to be fine from day one, and I meant it. So that was the mindset that I had, and I had to have the motivation, you know, of those around me. We had to stay positive. We had to be motivated despite the challenges. You know, as my hair fell out, baby, I was fly. My sister and my daughter made sure I had every kind of wig that my heart desired, baby. You didn't know who was going to show up when I entered the room. And that was important. I didn't want to have to do that, but we had to find some humor in it in order for us to get through things in the best way that we knew how. Mindset and motivation are everything. You have to practice what you preach. And what I said in that hospital room, I meant it going forward. No sad faces around me, nobody being worried about me. I tried not to complain. I tried not to show when I was feeling bad and all those things, because I didn't want them to worry. And I needed everybody to stay in the right mindset so that they can get me through this. And as you guys can see, you know, 15 years later, this was in 2010. I have been cancer free. I have not had any real issues. There have been some residual effects, of the chemotherapy. My memory is not as good as it used to be. But like I said, the hair came back, the nails came back. I don't have any long-term effects that I know about from the cancer diagnosis and the treatment. Everything went the way it was supposed to for me. And I think much of that was contingent upon my mindset. Now, the good Lord wasn't ready for me to go anywhere. We know that He's in charge and He has the final say. And I felt pretty sure that He still had some things for me to do when all of this happened. So I really was not that worried about it. But I had to stay positive and motivated despite the challenges. The importance of self-compassion and celebrating small victories is something that I have always done. And even on my worst day, when I got the diagnosis, cancer was the one thing that I was so afraid of. And at the end of the day, and I look back on this now, and it's not anything to be afraid of. If you have to face it, if you have to deal with it, you got to deal with it the best way that you know how. You got to do what you need to do, in order to get through it. So I'm going to encourage anybody that's going through something serious right now to, number one, follow your doctor's instructions. Number two, make sure you are around people that love you and that are going to lift you up and motivate you and push you to do the best that you know how to be. Let people know that in order to be around you, in order to get through this, everybody has got to have a smile on their face when they see you, because gratitude is the only attitude that we can have, during a very serious situation like this. You deserve to feel your best even when you aren't at your best. And every small step counts. So eat what you're supposed to eat. Cut out the sugar. Do what your doctor says. I was so scared that I would have done anything. I put that sugar down so fast that I ain't even give it a second thought. I was a crack addict about a Coca-Cola. Baby, in them 6 months, I did not have one. I didn't crave it. None of that. Now, you have to change that mindset, because I promise you, the moment I was cancer free, the moment I didn't have anything else to be worried about or scared about, I did have a Snicker candy bar. I did start back drinking Coke. I did add sugar back to my diet. And that was a huge mistake, because I didn't need to do that. I didn't need to have to go through this weight loss journey again. But hindsight is 2020. We live and learn, and that's why I am here to talk you guys through it. So if you're going through something serious, and once you get on the other side of it, continue to take care of yourself. Continue to manage your weight. Continue to eat like you're supposed to. Drink your water. Eat your vegetables. Drink your juice. Eat your fruit. Do all the things that you are supposed to do. Now, I'm going to ask you guys, what is one self-care habit that you can start today? You don't have to be going through a cancer diagnosis or anything serious. You can start today by making a decision that I'm going to do what I'm supposed to do to take as best care of myself that I know how. And then, keep tuning in here for more wellness and mindfulness challenges, more motivation and dedication, because I am here to make sure that I pass on light and love, and I'm here to motivate those that need motivation. So, it's the Seasoned Lady coming back at you with another video. I'm going to ask you guys to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and until the next time, I will talk to you soon. Like, subscribe, share, stay motivated, and do all the things so that you can live the best life that you possibly can. Until the next time, toodles.